Well, hello, Apple Bites. This is your Apple Bite Written Writ Ralph talking to you straight from our show here, The Written Writ. A show where you and I and you take a journey together to have fun, geek out, and do things, okay? Like get creative or something like that. I don't know, Especially since this weekend we are heading to BIX, which is the Brooklyn Independent Comic Showcase. And I found out that it's showcase instead of show because I spoke to the guy from St. Mark's and he was like, no, Ralph, it's showcase. Before that, I was just calling it show.
How embarrassing.
Oh, definitely. It was funny because he's like the guy in charge, and I was kept saying show. He's like, no, Ralph, showcase. Like, oh, okay.
I hate to say it. What's even more embarrassing in the Bit and Apple TV broadcast on Monday, he showed Russ's Game of Tunes figure of Boba Fett, and he called it the Mandalorian. That's even more embarrassing, if you ask me.
Not really.
Yeah, totally.
Because I'm an asshole. and somebody out there,
Ralph, that's not the Mandalorian. That's
I'm the
Boba
first one.
Fett.
I told you guys I'm always the first. I told somebody that somebody actually got in touch with me. Goes, how dare you call Boba Fett the Mandalorian? And I was like, bingo.
Raph, I have an amazing story that involves my youngest child. We were going through a local toy store, and there was Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, and she has no context to this creature. She says, "Who is that?" And me watching The Mandalorian, I say, instead of Baby Yoda, I say, "Oh, that's Grogu." She says, "I like Grogu." So ever since then, she's loved that character. She's seen The Mandalorian since, loves the character. The following Halloween, she gets a Grogu costume and she's so happy, and we're going to go trick-or-treating with some other family members, and her grandma looks up, "Oh, you're a Baby Yoda," and this 3-year-old child looks up at her with scorn and says, "It's Grogu." Like, get it right, you filthy casual. She was so offended. "Who's Baby Yoda? This is Grogu." He left. The store.
Wow, he got really
I
mad.
apologize,
Yeah.
Raph.
We just left us all by ourselves, huh? French
That's
right
the line right there. We found the line. You can call Boba Fett the Mandalorian, but do not call Grogu Yoda. He leaves his own
Baby
show.
Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
This is a social
Baby
experiment.
Yoda. Yeah, that can fly. That's all right.
Damn.
So I guess at this point we should nominate a new host.
Yes. Well, it's got to go to Paul, right?
I think so.
Well, Paul's in the top
Oh, where did
section
Ralph?
now.
I'm not even on the screen. He disappeared. We were having major.
Oh.
He's
that
back.
just tells you what kind of show it's going to be today.
You can't rage quit your own show.
The show didn't even start. It was like, bam, Ralph,
Surprise.
you're out of here.
All right, I'm glad you guys are here. I'm off.
You're in
Talk
charge now.
amongst yourselves.
I think that should be a new show where you think the host is going to say something and then he just disappears and leaves all the people there to talk to themselves.
Figure it out.
Oh man. So Ray, were you saying something before I got cut off?
Well, there's I really like that idea of just like not continuing on thinking the person's going to say something. However,
Oh, that was funny.
Wow.
And he's gone.
You gotta respect the dedication to the bit.
That is dedication to the bit. I gotta say, he completely knocked himself out of the thing. So there he goes. He's back.
Wow.
Dude, that is dedication to the bit.
Well done. Yeah.
Well,
That should be a new thing. It's like, somebody saying something important, and that's when. Oh my God. All right, so folks, I don't know if you know, but Game of Tunes has started off its countdown to his own March Madness, because that's pretty much what it is. And I know some of you guys know what I'm talking about, because what Russ does is he makes his own characters. And this year, we're going to be fighting it out to see which one becomes the next Fidget Blip. And these are the characters that he has right now for it. And you got Mickey Mouse. Indiana Jones. Of course, our professor here. No, it's the other professor.
It's Mr. Sanchez.
Yeah. Great. Get it straight.
Well, you're the one that said it looks like your professor.
I know I did because that looks just like CT. But that's me. What can I say? I'm
That's
having
right
an
here too.
identity crisis
Holy
right now.
moly, Russ! This looks just like Professor CT Huggins.
I'm having an identity crisis right now. What can I say? I mean, he's got the same shirt, the same jacket,
Yep.
same hair. I mean, the mustache is a little wonky, but that's okay.
But with like liver problems or something.
Exactly. Omni-Man. Cobra Commander.
Nice.
Of course, Peter.
Of course. How could you not?
And of course, the Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian.
You know somebody's out there right now going, Ralph, that is not the Mandalorian. Oh, yeah. I start too many fights. It is the Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings. The guy in charge of the ring.
Mr. Frodo.
Capital
Mr. Baggins is.
I love this one. This one looks really nice. Raven looks good here.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I didn't see that one yet. That's cool.
Yeah, this is some of the new ones he released since Monday. And of course, Yippee-ki-yay.
John McClane. That's great. It's good to have a Christmas character in here. And this is also a Christmas movie.
Exactly.
Goku.
Oh my God. Sonic. I think that's who he did today with Sonic. So those are the choices, folks. And he still has to reveal 4 more characters. I think that's what he's told me.
But
I think
this up, though, who's going to kick whose butt? And I think we need to open a discussion up for rationale here.
Well, I completely agree. You guys can tell me, who do you think is going to win? I know there's 3 people missing, but who do you think is going to win?
I think like Omni-Man or like Sonic, something like that.
Yeah. It's between Omni-Man, Sonic, and Goku.
Yeah.
Most likely Sonic or Goku because, Sonic came first, though. So I'll go with Sonic.
I gotta say, as
Super
soon as he added Goku,
both go Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as soon as he added Goku, I was like, this turned into a fight.
Yeah, I like. There's like hard fan bases for specific characters.
Yeah.
Goku, obviously, Sonic, Raven, Boba Fett. I think they all are contenders.
And okay, so I'm gonna remind you guys, this is how it's gonna work. On Friday, all the voting is gonna be open because by Friday, all the characters will be shown. So that's when he's going to vote, open the voting for who you think is going to win. So if you go to the particular post with the particular character, you post on there and say who your winner is before the end of the voting stops. And then if your character wins at the end, you get a free blip chip.
Nice.
So, but you have to pick the winner. You gotta pick the winner, folks.
So you're telling me if I post on all of them,
right?
Oh no, he'll disqualify you.
But he has to know it's you, though. You can make like multiple throwaway accounts.
Hey, I didn't say anything. That's dedication, though.
Yeah,
some
that's a
people
lot
like
of
that.
emails.
You don't know.
Oh, some people are like that. I've seen it. But this is going to be a lot of fun. We always love when this happens. He does it for each different thing. This time, I think this is the second time he's doing it for the blip chips. I think last year the winner was Link. Yeah, Link won last year. And it's a good fidget toy. I actually have one of my Hugbert. And he also does this for other people's characters. If you hit him up and you commission him, he'll do his version of your character, and you can buy the blip chips from him, and he does it for a pretty cheap price because I know I can sell mine for $10.
I still gotta do that. That's like I love that idea.
Yeah, that's why I love Russ. Me and Russ have worked on a bunch of things together. And I think this is one of his best ideas. Professor, you have a blip chip or two.
Yeah, he actually, I got this one. right?
I'll put you up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's Inquisitor. But he's finishing up Chronolith for me next, which is going to be super cool. So I'm pretty excited about that.
That's cool, man.
It's a great idea. It's also and the way he does it, you can actually make it so that you can tap a phone and upload your information onto it, so it becomes not just swag, but a way for people to look you up,
like a business card.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yep, folks. So, folks, start figuring out who you want to win, and then go to Game of Tunes and tell them, I think Mickey's going to win, or I think Indiana Jones is going to win, or whoever you think it's going to win. You're tapping already. So, folks, we know who you think is going to win. So, who's your favorite? Who do you want to back up here?
Raven and Cobra Commander.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. Old school and a little newer school. If you're talking about the Teen Titans cartoon.
So it's funny if we're taking stock of what's been going on and the people I've been talking to. I feel like what you guys said was true, but Cobra Commander and Raven seem to be having this thing to them. So it'll be interesting to see if they're the ones that end up at the end. So far, a lot of people have said Cobra Commander and Raven. Well,
I'm surprised Cobra Commander is getting the love. Maybe it's the Energon universe bringing some life into G.I. Joe.
I do know that once he added Goku in, things started to be shaken up.
If Cobra Commander was real and people are like, I'm surprised Cobra Commander, he'd be saying something like, don't call it a comeback.
Oh, I can see him going for it. Vote Cobra Commander. Cobra!
That's the propaganda.
Oh my God.
I'm
satisfied I do not see the Joes in this.
Yeah, Indiana Jones is going to kick everyone's. I'm sorry. What?
You think Indiana Jones is going to win?
Yeah, Indiana Jones is. I don't care how popular anybody else is. If you put Indiana Jones against any of these guys, okay, maybe Boba Fett, but everybody else, forget it. Indiana Jones.
Like in a fight?
I think Raven for a couple of reasons. First of all, when you look at all their faces, hers is the most dynamic.
I agree.
I think that
he did a great job. Not that the other ones are bad, but he did a fantastic job with her.
Yeah.
I also think let's just put aside all the fan bases for a sec, because each one of them, rightly so, has an excellent fan base.
Yeah.
If this was like 3-4 years ago, I would definitely put my money on Omni-Man, but he's not the coolest in that series right now, or the scariest per se. I think Raven, just on overall appearance, that alone, it's just very dynamic. It stands out compared to the others. But that's just my humble opinion.
So I get an exclusive for you guys. So let me ask you this: if I throw, hold on, let me go looking for him. If I throw this character in, do you think this shakes everything up?
Casey, oh,
I mean, I like it. I mean, I don't know if I don't know how. I honestly don't know how tied into like the Turtles iconography he is anymore at this point. Like, is he still pretty prominent among like if a fan, because anyone will recognize a turtle, but are people going to see him and think like Casey Jones? Because I mean, I do for sure, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Casey's pretty awesome. I'm still putting my money on Raven.
Yeah.
To be honest,
It's awesome. Don't get me wrong.
To be honest, I know why he's not posting Chronolith, because Chronolith would dominate every single on his screen.
I think when he gets enough commissions, he should have a blip blitz with all the commissions. Battle of the Champions. Come on,
Champion of Champions.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to this. So, folks, Casey is an exclusive. He won't be shared until tomorrow, so you guys got to see him today.
Nice.
I think tomorrow's the last day where he's revealing any more characters. I think he has 3 more to reveal. And then on Friday the voting starts. So go check it out. Go check out Game of Tunes. He does a lot of great stuff. This is just like the tip of the iceberg on the things he does. Russ is fantastic. Game of Tunes. The paw pins, you should see those. Those are little cute animals. And he has a cute phoenix.
Yeah.
There you go. So, yep. Now that the fight's out of the way, and we'll be talking more about that in the coming days as the game starts. We'll probably jump in on it on Monday, but voting would have already started. So Saturday and Sunday we would have missed, but we'll be here Monday to bring you all the latest results. All right, Mike. Why don't you tell the people who you are? Give them the spiel, because I know you're the one with the limited time right now. So go for it.
Oh yeah, well, thank you first of all for being considerate of my, time constraints and everything. I'm Michael Greer. I'm a cartoonist from Queens. I make a comic book called Simon in Space, and I'm gonna be at Bix this year with these other fine gentlemen as well. I'll be at table 172 in the red room. The red, I don't know what it's called. There's like a red and a yellow and a blue, I think.
Yeah.
I think it is. Am I not?
It's
red something. It's red room or red hall. It's something red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Black Widow room.
Right, exactly. Red room. So we're gonna have. I say we, like there's gonna be a lot of people. It's me sitting down and eating protein bars. I'm gonna have Simon in Space book 1. This is the first time I'm taking this out on the road. I just printed it earlier this year, but it's the first 4 chapters of the comic, so it's like 8 pages per chapter. There's a mix of like traditional hand-drawn stuff, digital stuff, 1-page comic strips, and like 8-page story chunks. And the art kind of like evolves with the story too. It's like a pretty dynamic, like a fluid, comic that I really put together last year throughout a bunch of like zines I was publishing and getting into stores in the area. And then, so basically I, collect them all in this in a full size, normal size comic. And then on top of that, I have chapters 5, which I made this in February. This was going to be part of like a Eisner Week anthology series or anthology collection that I was going to be working on with some people, and then it kind of didn't wind up really getting off the ground, but I still made the story anyway. And so I wanted to share that. So I, kind of almost impulsively just decided to run off some zines out of that story. It was just all digital, and I just put it on my Patreon. But it does fit into the greater picture of what I'm making. So I thought, all right, well, this is chapter 5. It needs a zine, right? So that the people at the cons can pick it up for $2 and see what the next story arc is going to be like, or what the next, more like the next artistic approach is probably going to be like going forward for the book. And then this is chapter 6, which is a sort of like weird journey through different 1-page strips I was working on and like pinups I was working on, and then I just kind of strung them together into a very loose narrative. And from there, like I kind of just decided to make smaller zine forms out of these, just as like a way to keep the ship going in between the full-size comics, because I don't know when the next one of these is going to come out necessarily. And I wanted to have, like a proper inventory for this show, because I know it's going to be big. It seems like I haven't done Bix before, but the impression I'm getting from like JJ Ortega and others is that this is like a pretty like celebrated show in the independent community. So like I'm very excited. I really wanted to go all out.
An actual indie show.
Yeah.
I can say that. And you see a lot of heads being shaken here, because this is an actual indie show. You have an indie feel to it. You have indie artists, you have indie writers, you have indie comic creators. It is totally indie.
Yeah. Great. I mean, that's perfect. And I wanted to like kind of put my best foot forward, and I invested in like a table runner, so that I have more than just like my paper staples printout of like banner that I made. And,
Right.
I did, print off some stickers too, so that I have some kind of like little tchotchke. I'm still obviously need to catch up with Game of Tunes and get some chips going and everything. But I wanted to at least have something that people can put up on their, in their school or something where they're not supposed
definitely.
to, with the
All that stuff is
website
important.
stuff. Yeah,
It's funny
Cool,
that,
man.
but a lot of people, it's the weirdest thing. Like for a long time, I would like, I'm not making no stickers of the bitten apple. There's no reason to do it. And then somebody goes, dude, where's the swag? Why don't you have the bitten apple sticker?
Right. Yeah. And you don't think about it, but then like a couple weeks ago, JJ was at Everyone Comics right in my hood, off of Queensboro Plaza.
Yep.
The
And
comic shop I go to all the time.
yeah, okay, awesome. Yeah.
It's a small world,
JJ
folks.
had, JJ had the like little like keychains and like stickers and this and that. And I'm like, okay, like it gives it a more holistic kind of feel, like you kind of you have like a product line or a brand or something. You're not just doing one thing. And it also, not everyone wants images printed out and stapled together. Like maybe people just want the one image on something cool that they can put on whatever they want or whatever. And so, I'm kind of, there you go. So I'm kind of, just trying to figure that part of it out. And then, beyond the show, I also have my website, which gets you to my Patreon, where I'm putting the new chapters up, as well as like blog posts and everything. My Instagram, where you basically get the main news feed for everything I'm working on. And my Redbubble, which is where I have like t-shirt designs and stuff based on my comic book art. Because
Look at this epic picture, man.
Hey, okay. Shout out to Drake Tinza, aka John Somoza. Sorry I didn't get the phone earlier, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I had a lot going on. But shout out to and Tom McFarlane too. I don't know. Have you guys tried any of Tom McFarlane's comics? He's a pretty good.
I've heard of him. He's niche,
He
right?
draws.
Apparently, he's Canadian like me.
He's up. Oh, nice. Yeah. He's an up and comer, but I think he's really got. He might be at Bix. I don't know.
It's funny that you say that because he's been known to show up at things. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe he will. He doesn't return my emails, so how am I supposed to know?
Yeah, he's not going places if he's not going to follow up on emails, of course.
Come on, dude. You scratch my back, But so I'm looking forward to it. It's this weekend. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and the weather just got nice. Like, I'm really looking forward to it.
And it's supposed to be a really
right
nice
on the water, right?
weekend. Yeah, it's right on the water. That's why the incident happened a couple years ago when it was still outside and the winds tried to destroy it.
I've heard about that one. Yeah. For my time.
That's when they moved it to one of those rooms because the winds came through and it's right in an alley and it was like whoosh.
Yeah. So wait, real quick, like how? Because I've been to St. Mark's to get my books in there and stuff, but I don't. That's not where the convention is. Right?
No, it's a little farther down. It's past St. Mark's.
Okay.
Yeah. I know last year it was 2 different floors on 2 different sides. I hear that this year everything's together, which probably will be better because I'm telling you, last year I was like, I got an interview over here. I got an interview over here.
Oh, God.
It was like up, down, up.
Yeah. But that's
It was
fun,
really
man.
good at the end of those days.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A lot of Stairmaster.
And that's what was funny. I wasn't really using the elevator because the elevator, the elevator broke for a little bit. And so I was up and down those stairs. I got a lot of exercise that weekend.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a great show, folks. It's one of our favorite shows. Amazing
And it's in
show.
like a cool like building with like cool like bars and restaurants and stuff.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah, so it's in there. Free admission too, so everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
People like
exactly.
things that don't cost anything, so
Yeah. So
you gotta love it.
so-
Because, Industry City plays a character, role in that character. Dudes, you got St. Mark's Comics right there. You got bars. You got places to eat. You got video games. You got Distilleries, oh my God, it is a nice place to spend the day.
Yes.
Weekend in this case.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Maybe even sitting in one place in front of the same table for the whole weekend. Hopefully.
That works too. So, Mike, let me ask you something.
Yes.
Is 8 pages usually the size of a zine?
I don't know. I
It
I
is
went
now.
at, I was no, like back in like 2013 or 2014. Or maybe it was 2012. I was at Wizard World when it was in Alphabet City,
Right.
and I was following around Brandon Montclair and Amy Reeder, and Brandon Montclair was so nice. He was the coolest, chillest guy, and he was like just like giving me all this knowledge about what like editors are expecting, or like the very like not the bare minimum, but sort of like what would qualify as a comic. And he was like, just make a story in 8 pages. If you can land the plane in 8 pages, then you can basically tell a story, then that's something, And so from that from that point on, that was my rubric. And plus, like, you look at old Superman comics and stuff, went back when comics were 24 pages, and they would do like, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and each chapter was 8 pages. And so I just like the idea of you have that complete story in one chapter, and that gives me like a project, almost like an album, like 8 pages, and those 8 pages are like 8 kind of like complete ideas, and then I put it into a project, and that's a chapter, and I feel like I did something, and then 4 of those make a comic, and it just feels like you're kind of putting block. I don't know, like I just have to break stuff up that way in order to keep going along. That's just how I organize that stuff.
It sounds like you have CDO. You ever heard of that? That's OCD alphabetized.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to go in that direction.
I'm like, oh God, what is OCD?
Feel like I'm done with.
Like,
It's funny though, because I'm working on Hugbert, and I'm gonna do a preview for Hugbert, so that when I do the Kickstarter, people already have something they can check out. And somebody was like 8 pages. I'm like, okay. That's why when you said 8 pages, it's like, okay, that sounds interesting. Let's go down the rabbit hole.
At some point, it became like this. I want to say like it was like the standard. If you're gonna submit a short story to like Marvel Comics Presents or something, or like Will Eisner's Spirit stuff would be like 8 pages typically. Like 8 pages was like what was known as like a short comic. I think,
right,
if I'm not mistaken. And even later with like Marvel stuff, it would be like 7 pages, open the comic with 7 pages of action, do 7 pages of story, and then close it with 7 pages of action and a cliffhanger, and that was like bing, bang, boom, you get everything you want in one issue, and then you can, the issues become a run and so on.
It makes sense for what you're describing as a creative constraint. If you let the mind wander on a story, sometimes you run out of room and I got to finish this up in a page. But it sounds like if you force yourself up front, it allows you to work within those walls easier. Would that be a good assumption?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely taught me structure, and then it kind of taught me how I can move inside that structure, kind of bend the rules a little bit, But it really helped me hammer out like a 3-act structure of like, all right, by page 3, I have to be in the 2nd act or something, that we have to start seeing this stuff happen. And then, okay, if I'm not into the 3rd act by 7 or 8, then something's wrong somewhere. Like it needs to be, you know what I mean? But now it's sense. Like with this one, this latest one, because it's kind of like, it's more stream of consciousness. It's more just kind of like got a vibe flowing through it, and not necessarily a narrative thread, but it still feels like there's connective tissue, and it doesn't necessarily end with like, there's not like a 3-act structure or anything. It's more like impressionistic. But I feel like there's still a structure to it. Like I saw a structure when I was laying it out and everything, and I know where it's going, like where the next chapter is going to pick up to make this one feel like it has a place in the overall narrative, so it's not just like random stuff I'm throwing out, Anyway, a lot of big words.
But honestly, it takes a lot of effort to fit an entire story in something under 8 pages and it feel it feel good and natural,
Yeah.
Not
and not
forcing
just
it.
like either like ends abruptly or
Right.
So let me
Yeah,
let me.
Oh,
I was gonna say, Charles and Jesse, when you guys started with your books, was it the same, or did you guys decide to just go jump in and do a whole book?
Just jumped in. Just straight like I have a very wild imagination, and I have the way I plan stories out is I start with the middle and the end. So I know how I want it to start and I know how I want it to end, and then I just fill in the middle as I go. Basically,
yeah.
that's what I do. So I definitely respect what Mike is doing with the whole 8 pages, but myself would never fit. And it's just got too much to say.
Yeah.
Well, the first comic I came out with was in an anthology, so I think I had maybe 8 pages, if not less. So, and then when I started doing my own comic, once again that was the first few chapters was still coming out in anthology format. But then when I started releasing my comic book Ninja Express by itself, I was able to expand, make it closer to like an average comic book run. And honestly, I think that helped. Knowing you have limited space and time to fit everything in.
Yeah.
And now it feels like a luxury. Like, ooh, I have the whole issue now. What can I do with this?
It's funny. I was recently doing a writing contest with Phil Russert, and he's like, "Oh, you got 24 pages," and I'm sitting there writing my story, and I get to 22 pages, and I'm like, I'm done. I am totally done here. Well, and I was like, let's go back, check it out, look at the whole thing, see if I can like fluff some parts up, or extend some pieces to make it like into a better story. And that's what I needed to do. So I went back in, but usually I find that I'll end up with 22, 21, 20 pages, and I'm sitting there going, okay.
For a comic or for prose?
For prose, that's simple. For prose, it usually is 3 to 4 pages I can do because I write a lot of shorts. It was in the contest. It was a comic book, a 24-page comic book.
I was gonna. Well, yeah. If it's a comic, just throw in some splash pages. Like give the artist a break.
Oh, I love splash pages.
Just do like the guy jumping with a sword, man. Like.
My work is the 4 page constraint, so like it's either 20 or 24 or 28. But usually my stories, when I started, it kind of landed around like 26. But now I'm on my third series now, and I'm just like I can't seem to stop writing. So like it's kind of ballooned a bit. So now I'm kind of like somewhere around 32. But my the first issue of my latest one, The Legend of Kaiden, that is a double-sized issue because like I wanted to stop it at a logical point. And stopping in the middle just didn't make sense to me, so I just went straight to 48.
Nice.
Makes sense.
That sounds like fun. But
Takes forever to get done, though.
Yeah, it's so funny though because especially like we're all comic book writers. I know people out there going 24 pages. I'm like, it's not what you think it is. And that's what the problem is that as a writer, especially as a comic script writer, there's so much you need to pay attention to when you're writing that script. And I think that's what makes it different, especially from screenwriting. Because at least in screenwriting, you're giving explanations, but I don't think it's completely different. Because when you're trying to describe what you're trying to do to an artist, either you can have a little bit of words or you can have a lot of words.
I tend to have a lot of words. Like I work with my cousin on my latest one, so it's just like it's not just me telling him what to do. It's I actually lay it out in comic format. Like I grid it out. I have a page, like 2 panels here, 1 long panel here, 3 panels at the bottom, like the whole thing, describing the background scenery I want, the dialogue that's going to be in it, the facial expressions I need them to make. So that all goes into it.
And I tend to sit in between. Like I like the Marvel way because I feel like the artist puts a lot into the book as well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's certain scenes that I want to happen a certain way, but I always leave a lot of room for the artist to put his own mark on it. How about you guys? Do you go the Marvel way, or do you have to just explain everything?
I would say I do something somewhere in the middle. Like I think what you were saying, if I have a certain vision for a certain page or a certain scene, there'll be a lot of detail. Then other times it's just like so and so was standing here or so and so jumped. I'm not gonna say one arm above the head, other yeah, I think you if you go a little if you're a little too much a control freak,
Right.
the artist doesn't have enough room to really explore and put in their own taste into the story, and you lose something. But it also depends on how well you work with your artists, if you know them, if you're willing to let go of some of the control, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I couldn't agree any more than that. If you give enough creative constraints, you give them some inspiration, but too much, you choke out the whole reason you hired them in the first place. That flair that blooms through. It's sometimes a tough balance, but if you hit that sweet spot, it's real magic.
Like I do something similar like that too. Like I am very detailed. I'm not gonna lie, but I will also like sometimes he'll do. I will also say, like this is how I, interpreting what I want you to do. But I'll also give you creative liberty. Like you show me what you want to do, and if it works, we'll keep it. If it needs to be tweaked a bit, we'll tweak it. But I also do give them creative freedom as well. In that I'm not just gonna say flat out no because I described it a very specific way. Unless it's something I really want to pinpoint on, like it's a very important part of the scene, then yes, I'll be like, you got to draw it this way. But for other things, it's just like, okay, I like the way you did that. I wasn't thinking of you doing it like that, but I like that. So you keep that.
I think a lot of people forget that it is a relationship with you and the artist. I always tell my friends who Mike, you do both, right?
Yeah, actually, when I was getting started, like the thing that got me into wanting to make comics was drawing. But then early on, I decided I'd rather be a writer and let someone else handle the art because like other people were better at it. And then I just couldn't ever find anyone that I could collaborate with that was like willing that could like really see a project all the way through. Like it's really hard to find people that are not only interested in working on something but will actually want to take it all the way to the finish line because it's a lot to make a comic, right?
Yes, it is.
And so I just got to that because I am a control freak. So I just got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do it myself, and like I just had to level up to the point where I feel like pretty comfortable in my own as far as like what I'm like trying to execute and everything. I do, if it's something I really want to get right, I'll make a script and really hammer out everything I need to hit. But other times it's like I'll start with a page and not know what I'm going to do, and then maybe get 2 or 3 pages in and then realize like, oh, this is the story. This is what the characters are telling me that they're on the journey they're on, And I like that better. Like that to me is like I'm doing the Marvel method with myself. It's like, like I'm letting the imagination of the artist steer the ship, and then the writing provides the reins, or like the connective tissue.
And I like that fact that you can do that, Mike, because there's times where I was like, if I could just draw well enough to do this thing,
Yeah, sometimes you get
times where you're like, money constraints or whatever, you're like, if I can only just do this.
Well, I mean, I've been trying because I even went to art school for a little bit when I was just starting college. I mean, it's taken me like a long time to get to even the point where I feel like my art, even though I've been doing art personally my whole life, I've only just now gotten to the point where like my art is good enough to be talked about. I'm in a convention, you know what I mean? That I'm like getting my stuff out there. Like it's taken me this long to get to the same level as the artist that probably you're not trying to hire, So, but
I gotta say, it's such a moment when you finally sit there, like, and you look at yourself and you're like, oh, I've done this. This is me. This is look at this. I've created this.
Yeah.
You know, it's surreal.
When you first put a dialogue balloon in, the first
Oh,
time
yeah.
you see like your characters talk to each other, that's when it's like, whoa, like the Big Bang happened or something.
It's real now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Something that really happened to me this week actually was that I found out my stuff is now on League of Comic Geek.
Ooh,
So I made it on there. So that's cool.
Awesome.
See, folks, you know, we have our moments here. You know, we're constantly geeking out. It is what it is. Ray, when you started your book, did you know exactly what you were doing, or did it start off as something smaller?
Well, mine's based off of one of the first homebrew D&D campaigns I ever ran. The whole reason I got into D&D was I moved across country and I needed an excuse to hang out with my friends via webcam. The story, this 3-issue miniseries I've been doing, it's based off of one night during this. We did for the last 15 years. We've been adding to that realm that I made up, and there's lots of cool stories in it. The main difference in the comic is I took out the characters that the players were playing as, and I injected my own characters based off of people I knew and things that inspire them and things that they want to be and flaws. And because it's all characters, you can exaggerate the strengths and the flaws accordingly. But I knew where the end game was. I had to do modifications because of how the characters interacted, the new ones.
Right.
So much like you were saying there, Mike, mine wasn't 8 pages per se, but I did treat each issue like an act. So Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and each one of them is well over 20 pages. And I had to make sure that when one act finished, I fit within those pages. So that's where I would play, just kind of how you described the 8 pages.
Yeah.
And I was quite surprised how nicely it all melted together when I was done.
Nice. How many issues altogether?
3-issue miniseries. We actually launched the last issue tomorrow. You can get all 3 issues. It's going to be a good time. Today is Raf. You are podcast number 62, leading up to launching this. This ties last year, but last year after the campaign was done, it was 62. Now I've gotten 62 in before the campaign started, so I think I can fit in 18, or 80 rather. We'll see.
That's interesting.
Get on your level.
You're at 62 before the campaign even.
Before it even, yeah, I'm still in pre-launch now.
I got to hit you up, Ray, for a list of webcasts.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, please do.
Most people on podcasts are desperate to. I should say desperate to people. Desperate's the wrong word. It's hungry. They want guests. They want to have a good time, right? So yeah, I'm more than happy to share the love.
Yeah, if you can, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll have to update it because it's definitely evolved. So I found some new people and stuff, and I'm an extrovert. I like talking to people. So here we are.
It's funny that you say that, Ray, because you know what happens is that we're not. I guess we're not static. Where we're not. It's constantly changing. Mm-hmm. There'll be a show on this year, and it's gone next year.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed that in a couple of cases. One of the biggest pleasant surprises is at least 90% retain, I would say.
That's good to hear.
At least from what I've seen. I haven't from my first campaign on Kickstarter 2 Aprils ago. I release one every April, so this is my 3rd April. Each time they're 90% retention from what I've seen off the top of my head. So
I only say that because
really cool.
We've been doing it for 10 years and very few people left from when we started.
And another interesting thing, because mine is I have a couple of different genres to tap into. Obviously comic books, but D&D and fantasy.
Yeah, fantasy.
I obviously have a little bit of a bigger list because of that. It isn't comic book specific, but I mean, if you're Simon in Space, for example, obviously sci-fi podcasts would be a good thing to target.
Yeah.
It depends. if you're into, you have Charles, you've got yours that involves. Pardon me, I drank too fast. You have ninjas. Well, that leans anime would probably be interested, obviously, and it really depends. You got to be really creative when it comes to podcasts.
And sometimes you fit into places you don't think you fit into.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, I agree with that.
Speaking of fantasy,
do you just reach out via email and say like,
so there's a couple different ways. If you have a good network on social media and you have a lot of friends that are on podcasts, half the time, if they're about to run a Kickstarter or they're right in the middle of it, they're on podcasts. So they'll say, hey, watch this podcast. I'm about to go live. Well, I've never seen this podcast before. I'll wait till that podcast is done. Then I'll message the host. That's one way. Another one is just look online. Look up, like, if I'm in fantasy, top 20 fantasy podcasts, and I could find them that way. There's no real like instruction manual for it. You just whatever inspires you, look that up, and you usually get some good leads.
Most of the times, if you see something, just reach out to them.
Yeah. My podcast list is over 50 now.
Wow.
And it's just hi. You looking for guests? I'm happy to be one. This is what I'm promoting. And sometimes I don't hear from them, and sometimes, yeah, absolutely, this looks cool. Awesome. Happy to be on.
Okay.
And you call them, right? You don't email, don't text, call.
I find
call.
I was here for that joke earlier. I find, however they advertise themselves, the top option that I can access. So I have Instagram. If that's their top contact, I'll use that.
You go with the flow.
Sometimes it's email.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a phone number yet, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't use that.
Believe it or not, when we first started out, we had our phone number out there, and it was interesting. We don't have it anymore, but so Jesse, why don't you tell the people all the beautiful stuff that you do? It's funny because we're going down the fantasy aisle here, but Jesse does a couple of different books.
Yes, I have a couple different things. My main thing right now is called The Legend of Kaiden. Right here, we got the prologue issue and issue 1. They have new covers compared to when they first released, because I wanted something a bit more striking. So I actually found an artist on Twitter, of all places, that did like really cool painting work. So I got these done.
Sweet.
They look sharp.
Yeah,
very nice, very nice.
You had decent covers before that, so.
Some of those too, like they're still around, but these, like, people started really looking when they saw this. They were like, "Wait a minute, what is that?" And then that's how you pull them in, you know. Yes. I'm also going to be at Bix, this weekend, like everybody else here. I have new stickers, got a new business card I actually just finished doing, bunch of like little free stuff I'll be handing out. And then there's books. So I have, like I just mentioned, Legend of Kaiden. That is a fantasy action story. So basically it is about a boy named Dimitri. He's just turning 18, and on the day of really the night of his birthday, his village gets attacked by, you could play that little scene right there. He approaches. Like, his village gets attacked by an old enemy of his family. So that happened, though you can see what happened with them before in the prologue. So when that happens, he's entrusted with his family's ancient legacy, and now he's off to go try to find help to save his family and his village. So that's going to take him across a big fantasy world, see different places he's never seen before, because since they were in hiding, he lived like a very sheltered village life. So just the people in his village, the forest around him, doesn't really know much about anything else aside from like books outside people brought in to the village. So now he's going to see it for himself firsthand, but now it's all in this air of, it's like panic because he's trying to help his family. He's also like in wonder for the things he's going to see, but he's trying to take it all in, and he's going to meet bunch of allies, bunch of enemies, and it's going to be a wild ride.
Nice video. How'd you get this one done?
Oh, animator. I found the animator. I just paid them to do a quick little 10-second thing, and then I did the flourishes and the music myself.
Nice. Hold on, I'll play the whole thing so you guys can hear it out. Here we go.
Yeah.
You.
Voices are me too, but yes. People have been taking to calling Eclipse, that's our bad guy, the medieval Darth Vader. So I've just been rolling with it.
Medieval Darth Vader.
He's got that air about him. I see how I came into that though.
Well, I can see it, dude.
Yeah.
The design on this is, look at this thing. Sheesh.
Whoa.
Yep.
Wow.
He is not to be messed with.
No, he's not.
Very nice job, Jesse.
Yes. So we got that. Then I have also another story. This is actually the first story I actually made into a comic book called The Elemental Conductors. That is a story about people who survive natural disasters and get powers based on the disaster they survive. So struck by lightning, lightning powers. Caught in a wildfire, fire powers. Things like that. And then basically we have our main character, Joshua. He gets struck by lightning one day. One night, really. While he's an electrician, he was fixing an electric pole with his brother, Tony. They were talking back and forth, wasn't paying attention, and then the lightning struck him. Should have died, but he did not because he is an elemental conductor of electricity. And that's when his powers awoke. But then, of course, you know how it goes. Clandestine government organizations want to use him, exploit him. He has to hide. Stuff like that happens. Since people like to compare it to stuff that exists, I would say it's a mix of a little bit of Avatar: The Last Airbender and 90s X-Men specifically. 90s X-Men, not current X-Men.
Jim Lee X-Men.
Yes, the good X-Men. So that was my inspiration for those, but of course with my own special twists here and there. And then there is my third one, Night Rain. That is a story about creatures that are kind of symbiote-like that bond with people, but they're supposed to do it parasitically. So supposed to take over the host and they'll turn a part of their body into a weapon and they'll do bad things, attack people and things like that. But our main character and his Archaea is what they're called, my little symbiotes. He bonded with James. What's it called? Symbiotically, not parasitically. So they're working together. That's a big no-no in his culture, and so now he's being hunted for that. So it's a mix of Venom, as you could probably guess, and a little bit of a video game called Prototype. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that.
Oh, I love Prototype. Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a mix of that. So those two, the Elemental Conductors and Night Rain, I've been doing those for years. I have a total of 8 issues for the Elemental Conductors and 5 for Night Rain. So those have been combined into a big book that's 100-some pages. They'll be available at the show. And since The Legend of Kaiden is the newest one, that one is still ongoing. I'm working on the second issue for that right now with my cousin. We're on the pencil stage, which is the longest stage ever. Because we do it this way. So we have the thumbnails. We get everything. I make the descriptive document telling everything I want. He does the thumbnails. And then we go into the pencils. Once the pencils are done, I tell him the pages I want inked and colored first to get ready for the Kickstarter, the trailer, and everything like that. So once I get those, we set out the Kickstarter, and then we finish the rest of the pages, and then we get them out. So basically, I like to put it like this. The thumbnails are the skeleton. So what's the skeleton? It puts everything together. You can see how it's going to form.
Yeah.
The pencils are the skin. That takes the longest part. You got to sculpt everything, make it good. Yeah. And then we have the muscles and everything. That's the inks. And then we get the colors, which is the clothing, and we're good. It's about the whole person. We're making the whole person here. So
Say, I'm happy you're saying all this because I feel like even now after explaining things like this, I feel like people still think comic books are just one or two things.
No, it is a very long process. This takes a very long time. It's a labor of love, but it is a labor. So it takes time and energy and lots of going back and forth if you're not, liking what's going on or you think it needs to look a different way because it's not conveying the story you're trying to tell.
You get what you put into it. That's
Exactly.
the point. You want a good book? Well, you got to put a lot into it.
Yeah. I also have a link tree here. So basically, it has all of my links. Everything that I am, where I am, you'll find everything there. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Threads, everything else, it's all there. So if you click on that, you can find me all those different places.
There you have it, folks. All the information, even the little video. Yeah, and of course this weekend you can talk to him in person.
Yeah.
At
Pick my brain. I'll be there.
And he's a great conversation. He's a great geek out. So go talk to him and get his book.
Yes, all my books. Get all them all. They're waiting for you. They want a new home. They're tired of living with me.
And you're it's so funny because they had you and James together last year, and you and James are together this year, right?
If he makes it.
Because he's not feeling well, folks.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But yeah, James does a fantastic job with his book. His book just came out of Kickstarter for the final issue.
Yes, Detonator.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna have the
volume. Yeah.
He's gonna have the full volume there, right? See, folks, we give you information even if they're not here.
Like to speak for James for a bit because he is my comic brother.
Yeah.
Basically, his pitch for his book Detonator is PTSD and explosions. So if you like that, check it out.
Oh my God, I still remember when he told me the pitch. Mm-hmm. I was like, "What? Come on!"
Like I heard it so much sitting next to him. I was like, I know it by heart now.
Yeah. Just
like he knows mine because we right next to each other, so same picture.
That's always good though, because that means that you can walk away from your table, and he got
like James on my books.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, Charles, you are the new guy to Bix. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun. But you're not the new guy to what you do. So why don't you tell the people what you do? Go for it.
Sure. I have to fight the urge to not spend my entire time talking to Ray about Dungeons and Dragons. I
knew that was coming.
Because I just finished a 3-year campaign I was running for my group. But anyway, back to what I do. No, I've been working comics for at least 15 years. Currently, my 2 book series that I'm doing, my most recent one is Cubo Crusaders. It's an action superhero adventure. It's an anthology series about superheroes being a superhero is a 9-to-5 job. So think of it like The Office meets The Avengers. So I'm going to be selling issue 1 of Cuba Crusaders at Bix this weekend. My other series is my longer running series. Try not to knock over my stuff. Is Ninja Express. This is the one that I've been doing pretty much since I started working in comics. Right now I have volumes 1, 2, and 3 being the newest. This is the first year the second year that I'm really selling volume 2. Ninja Express is also an action comedy. This is more manga inspired. It's about a boy who joins his high school ninja club because he's trying to feel like a side character in his own life. This draws on video games, Power Rangers, anime, both old and new school. So I'm going to be selling those books as well as posters, pins, postcards. So stop by my table. What's my number? I think it's 2. I'll be in the red room and.
Is anyone here in the red room?
It looks like you're all in the red room.
Oh, I should have put it in.
They were saying the red room is the best room. Be in there.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I'm going to be at table 264. Oh, and they call it the red show floor, so I don't want to offend anyone at Bix. We'll be in the red show floor.
Last year was yellow and blue?
Yeah. Yellow and blue's still there, but they're on the ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so they added the red room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Yeah. Our pal Charles here has been doing this thing for ages and ages and ages. And I always love talking about it because you started with Pronto Comics, and Pronto Comics used to be where you would go to actually get your independent books out there so other people can see it when you had less options. They were Kickstarter before Kickstarter.
Yeah, and they stayed together for a long time. I don't know where I'd be if I didn't randomly find Pronto Comics. It's kind of like a meet and greet at New York City Comic Con one year. That's where I met my artists for Ninja Express. Whereas I found years after that, I found all of my artists for Cuba Crusaders, which is 5 different stories, each with a different artist. I actually found them all via Facebook groups. So if there's anyone out there trying to figure out where to start off in comics, if you by yourself, you don't know who to turn to.
Yeah.
Internet is a great and horrible place, but sometimes it doesn't work out for you. Definitely do your research before you hire anyone.
Look for completed works. Look for stuff that's actually completed, not just
Yeah, and honestly, do your research, because I was trying to do a pinup maybe 2 years ago. Someone sent me a lot of really good art, and I was like, "Oh, you have a lot of art style." I was like, "Yeah, I know." I was like, "Okay." So then when I finally got the proof back, it didn't look anything like any of the art styles they did. I did a Google image search, found the real people who did the art.
Yeah.
And luckily, I didn't lose any money on it. But that's another thing: do research and sign a contract, and make sure you have a contract.
There was an individual I ran across that not too long ago, and it was very clear as we progressed. He was not using. It was believed to be AI because the images that I think what he was doing is he was prompting images, then tracing them, and then drawing off of that. But a lot of things just didn't quite add up in positions and things like that.
Yeah, honestly, it's getting harder and harder to tell. Like when AI first came out, I read somewhere oh, you could tell AI, you can tell
spider hands,
Faye count their fingers and toes.
It's a funny thing because I was just telling this to somebody, because with me, AI videos or AI art or whatever, I have this weird thing. When I play first person shooters, I get motion sickness. For some reason, AI gives me motion sickness.
Oh, good detector.
I kind of understand what that is. Is anybody used to watching something on an old style of television? Then you go to your buddy's house and they have this high def kind of thing, and it almost looks like the image you're trying to watch is showing it let's say 2 frames a second, but the HD is trying to show 3 frames a second. So it always looks like it's constantly catching up to itself. That's the motion sickness. How motion sickness works is if your vision is distorted, your body has the instinct of, there must be poison in my system, I've got to purge. That's where the nausea is. And AI is continuously readjusting itself. You're getting that same effect.
That explains so much, and it just makes it worse, actually. Oh yeah, so that's what usually happens, because it always bugs me out when people go, "Oh, I can't tell." I'm like, "What are you talking about? My stomach's already turning."
Yeah, I get that.
We need to pay you to be AI detector, then AR detector at conventions.
Yeah.
They better pay me good, because that's
not a fun job. Yeah.
This image is a 4 out of 5 spews. You make me sick. Get your AI out of here.
It'd be funny. They show me an image. I go, "Oh wow, he puked."
Amazing.
Ray, why don't you tell the people what you're up to, because you kick off tomorrow.
You know what? I've got a trailer in the chat there. I can't see it anymore because I did that prank where I left and came back in. But I'm pretty sure. Why don't you show that trailer first? Whenever I show anything.
Jump off real quick. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Oh yeah, Mike.
How about you watch this 40-second trailer? I think you might like it.
Okay.
Pressure.
I
Conform.
don't want to leave. I'm like.
Oh no, he has to go to work.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, what am I looking at? Which button am I pressing?
The trailer one. There's one that says trailer in the chat. Of a private chat here on
That's what I'm looking for.
Did you send it? What time was it?
Oh, here it is. I got it. I found it. Share this. Oh, I see. It's a Philbo thing too. Hold
yes.
on.
Oh, Phil Russert says hi, by the way. I just got a message from him.
Oh, Phil's a great guy. I've been trying to help him get to his 100 because he's like so close.
He's close, yes.
All right, hold on. And Facebook, here we go. And now, where's my volume?
Up top left.
There it goes. All right, here we go.
While making contact with our friends Chazgo and Sarlacc, we crossed paths with an undead outbreak in Ivywood. This led us down a rabbit hole involving a local drug called Weave. Bandits kidnapped citizens in an ominous book which I was able to gather critical information from. Time was not on our side, and we were not the most qualified to address this urgency.
We need to blow up the distillery.
Can't hold this spell much longer! The necromancer is mine. I am your beacon!
Nice.
While making contact with our friends Chazgo and Sarlacc.
You put a jump scare in there. So first off, Mike, thanks for staying with us as long as you did.
Yeah,
It was nice to meet you, Mike.
Nice meeting you,
What's
man.
that?
See you on.
It was nice to meet you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
nice meeting you too. Thank you.
See you
guys.
on the
I'll
weekend.
see you at the con, right?
Yeah,
we'll,
see you this
we'll have more
weekend.
from Mike
Awesome.
at the con. We'll do a little interview and put it on Instagram for you guys so you can get more information.
Look for my table 172 in the red room.
Yeah,
Show them
you'll
the
see
book one
me
more
there.
time.
Red show floor.
Cool.
Show them the
Yes.
book one more time.
Oh, Simon in Space, and then we're gonna have the little zine forms too for the upcoming chapters. So
There you go, folks.
and then
Go check them out.
stickers, if you don't want to comment.
All
we got
that
stickers.
information is in the comment section there. All the sites I've been putting them on as they've been talking. Mike, we will see you this weekend.
Thank you guys. Thank you everybody.
Take care, Mike.
care.
Good night.
All right, Ray, keep talking.
Sure. As I already mentioned before, this story was based off of a homebrew campaign that I ran with my friends. It was the first time I was ever a dungeon master or ever played D&D or anything, and we didn't use any modules. So I chewed it all, but I bit off a lot and had some steep learning curves. It was a good time. As I said already, the whole reason we started playing was simply because I needed excuses to see my friends. I think every human being that has at least one friend, you hit a certain age, priorities shift, not because you want to, but for responsibilities reasons. This could be going to school. This could be family. This could be other obligations, much like myself who moved across country. If you have friends where your inner child is quenched, if you will, or satisfied, where even if you saw your friend for 5 minutes in a parking lot when they're passing through a city, if any of that resonates with you, this story will do the same. It's an homage to that level of camaraderie. It's just told with the theme of fantasy through the medium of a comic book. If any of that sits with you, then you're in for a good time. This last issue, leading up to this last issue, and the other two, issue number 3 leading up to it with the last 2 issues has to do with basically, as you see in the descriptor there, 4 friends are led to hunting down a necromancer who is attempting to curse their town by sunrise. These are not the mightiest of individuals in the realm, but this started off with an undead outbreak. These friends, their reunion is cut short where they end up helping the local guards stave off this outbreak. And what happens is, after everything is settled down, one thing leads to another, and they're inclined to believe this has something to do with a local drug going on. One of the bodies, after staving off everything, has no bite marks, and it's a local junkie. So is this coincidence? What do we do? Eventually, these individuals, it's at the end of the night. These friends are not only the most qualified, not only are they not the most qualified, but they're also, it's the end of the night. They pulled an all-nighter. They're a little tired, a little exhausted. It's time sensitive because it has to do with sunrise. So even if they went to go ask for help somewhere, they're wasting time. So I think every human being, when they're around their friends, that human being will try to live up to the way their friends look at them. And this is kind of that conundrum. We better do something or we're not going to be able to look at ourselves in the mirror anymore. That last image you see there is an homage to Final Fantasy. That is the main antagonist is actually in the position that you'll see Garland like in the original Final Fantasy for the NES, plus the 4 characters, of course. If you scroll up, I want to talk about these covers real quick because each of these covers has something to do with the main issue. Go to the very top, and I'll describe them real quick, and then I'll close it up. That main cover there, that's the main protagonist cover. It's done by Victor Medina. This was the warm-up sketch he did before doing issue 2 and all the interiors. And I didn't find out until after the campaign was done. So I said to him, I want this to be the main cover for issue 3. Lo and behold, here we are. Looks great. If you go down to the next one, for anybody that likes Harv Salterez, who's drawn the first year of Dan Ketch's run as Ghost Rider from the early 90s, that's him combined with Dan Kemp, who's colored over 100 issues of Spawn. This is the main antagonist. Nobody has seen anything leading up to this cover reveal, which I did last October. And this is an elven necromancer. Not much is revealed, but we're going to be hitting the ground running with this. This is going to be a real explosive issue to wrap things up. If you go to the next one, I believe that's of Chazgo. Chazgo is drawn by somebody known as Pogs Art. He has over 175,000 followers on both Facebook and Instagram. He's out in the Philippines. Shout out to Philippines. This is colored by Dave Kemp, Dan Kemp's brother, who's colored like a wide profile of experience, just like Dan. Everything white on that cover is going to be glow in the dark. I think it's really going to pop. If you go down to the next one, shout out to Fish Lee. This was done by him. Everything that's going to be a lava foil cover, and like I said before, everything you see on these covers actually happens in the book. I'm a big fan of covers foreshadowing what you're about to get yourself into. Something really cool about seeing a little tiny guy. The last time I debuted, or I posted this image online, I put Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire with it. Something about that little solo trumpet and that little mischievous smirk on that individual who's under 4 feet in height just has a nice ring to it. But yeah, that one's going to be lava foil. It's going to be magic. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on these covers. Underneath that, we have Madrakis, drawn by Mike Mez Phillips, colored by Dan Kemp. I'm a big fan of breaking norms. So this is a large meat shield of an individual, but the most dangerous thing about him is his brain. He has some magical inclinations. It's kind of cool to see him holding a sword, but holding that book in his hand, which is a critical part of the story. Again, something to do with what's going on in the story. And then I think the last one is the Final Fantasy one under that. No, I can't forget this one. This is drawn by Jay Sloan, colored by Dave Kemp. This is Sarlacc. He has a little bit of a protective holy ward, which repels the undead. You see some of them trying to bite on it because they don't have any weapons. But again, what you see is what you're going to get yourself into. That acts as a holy weapon. That's why you see a light source coming out of that splitting headache that he's making, almost like the creature's allergic to it. And underneath that is the Final Fantasy cover, which I've already spoken of. If you stop sharing right now, I just want to share, I don't have on there, there's 3 more covers, and there's a reason for that. Let's go to share screen window. We have a special edition trilogy tier. All 3 issues with brand new covers. This cover here is done in Chazgo and the creature that was in the jump scare in the trailer. Those 2 things are the only dynamics that have revealed anything about this creature. Nothing has been revealed yet. That's issue 3's cover. This is issue 1's cover. We have Madrakis squaring off with the main antagonist. Madrakis doesn't look at the best of shape. It's going to be a really good time. And then issue 2 is Sarlacc repelling the undead. Kind of, you sort of see this with Jay Sloan's cover as well. But one of the coolest things, the reason we're calling it a special edition trilogy, is when you combine the covers, it makes this. Oh, and this is a depiction. Nice. this is a depiction of the last act of the 3rd issue. And this is what it all boils down to. It has been torture. I've said this 1,000 times. It's been 3 Aprils that I've been showing these things, and I can't talk about issue 3 at all. We just got to get this next month out of the way, and then I can like start exhaling a little bit. I've been really looking forward to sharing this story, and I don't know how I've survived so long not talking about this, but I want to break even. I guess that's the main drive.
That is fair, yeah.
But like I said before, if you've got friends and you like living up to how they view you, this story is definitely going to hit home to that. You'll see how they synergize with each other, how they rub each other the wrong way, and all the little nuances that you'd see within a circle of friends. You don't have to understand every little quip or inside joke, but you'll definitely feel like, man, by the time you're done, you'll feel like you're stuck in the night with them. And depending how this story goes, the first issue, it starts with the sun going down the first couple pages, but the last couple pages, it finishes with the sun going up. So it's a real complete atmosphere. This is a story you don't need 70 years worth of lore to have memorized. No disrespect to Marvel or DC, but I'm not going to have to look through these pages on Reddit and say, what did this reference mean? You will definitely appreciate it for what it is. We launch tomorrow. The last thing I'm going to say is on the pre-launch page, if you click follow, I mean, obviously you know it's going to be launching tomorrow, but if clicking follow now is going to sway the algorithm in the favor of the project. So even if you can't back it financially, you will be helping out in little tiny ways that have a long-term influence. Whoever decided to follow there and become my 160th follower, I'm flattered. Thank you very much, Jesse. That's really, really awesome. The big thing now is looking back from issue 1, I've had repeat customers. Issue 2, the same thing. The story is apparently a little above average, so it's very encouraging, and I've been trying to really get talent that I felt was worthy of the story to complement it accordingly. Now it's just a matter of, as they say in volleyball, bump, set, and spike. We're going to spike hard. This is where all the story leading up, it's now about the action and the climax of the story, if you will. So looking forward to getting this all done. Go ahead.
You're not making it easy, 3 issues, like, you got to get, then I got to get the glow in the dark one, and then I got to get the
whoa, let's clarify something. You don't have to. You don't have to.
You keep your stuff over there. We have to.
And of course, shout out to Philbo Publishing in New York. Phil Russert, a very ambitious individual who has distribution, publishing. He's just taken on printing. So anybody that's looking to penetrate the States from a different country, be it UK comics, you could have them printed right on US soil and he will send them out for you. Hats off. It's definitely not my thing, but this guy's taken it all on, and he's his resiliency is admirable. One last thing I'll say about Phil, he has a book coming out. Yes, there we are there. This is Papa, chapter 2 of 5. I have read the entire script. This is a story. I've just made a review for this on my Facebook page of DM Ray, but if I were to summarize it, imagine the movie's History of Violence from 2005. Imagine the movie Gran Torino from 2008. Imagine Nobody from 2021. If you combine them all, there's a hidden twist, which you'll find out at the end of issue 1. That, in a nutshell, is what this book is about. It's an old man versus the mafia. And I wish I could say more, but I can't. And something else I'll tell you, every human being that had a half-decent relationship with their father, if their father is deceased, you can probably recall the last couple times you had to rely on them for, be it inner fortitude, advice, you name it. You can tell just by the look on that man's face, this guy's got some stuff to do. It's amazing. I'm a fan, and you should be following this. It launches in May when my campaign is done for the Madcaps. I'm telling you right now, this one has an excellent twist, and the delivery and follow through, it sticks the landing. It's amazing.
Definitely, folks. You got to get this. I got a chance to read it myself. It hits all those notes that Charles was saying. It's a great. Father's Day is coming back up over there. This is a great Father's Day gift.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And this is that part I didn't say. Thanks for reminding me. This is dedicated to his father. Yeah. His father has been gone for 2 years now. Phil's dad and my dad died on the same day. Just my dad died 2 years earlier. Go figure, right? But anyways, I get it. So sometimes if something is very dear to you, you've just got to get it out of your system. And sometimes it's expressed through art. And this is just one of those times. So I'm telling you, you look at the look on that old man's face on that pre-launch page. Old man versus the mafia, and this guy is a Vietnam War vet. It's a good time. That's all I got to say.
Like I said, we've been trying to get him to 100. He's right there, folks.
Yep.
He just needs 3 more people, and he'll be at 100. And I got to tell you, folks, 100 usually is the best place for a Kickstarter to start.
Definitely. I concur with everything Ray said. I mean, this is a great series, and I can't wait to get issue 2. So I'm excited for it.
See, you don't have to take our word for it. All right. Speaking of Kickstarters, Mr. Works all the time over here. Look what he put up.
Follow me, guys. Follow me, please.
I'm following it. I'm following already.
I'm following it.
I am so excited. I bit the bullet today. I got my taxes done. I said enough's enough. I got to do something fun. So, I'm so close to getting issue 2 done. I'm going to be staging this up as a it's called an ash can, but I'm going to make a preview issue. So I'll be selling the preview issue before the official Kickstarter launch. I'm going to be exhibiting at Garden State Comic Fest in June. So it'll just be available there. But, if you buy the ash can issue, you'll get benefits for the Kickstarter. So I'm hopefully look people in to the Kickstarter through this little premiere issue I'm putting together. It's going to feature probably the first 6 pages, I think, of the comic. And then, it'll offer an opportunity to get enhancements to the Kickstarter campaign if you contribute. So really excited about this. I don't know where it's going to go, but all I know is I think this is going to hopefully help me get some much needed help on this because, like Jesse, I'm one man show at the moment, but I could really use some talent to help make creative, which is ultimately what I want to do with this, which would be great. So, pretty excited about this.
I don't know how you keep putting other stuff on. Like it's like we talk about a role playing game. He goes, I'm going to do a role playing game. We talk about cards. He goes, I want to do some cards. I talk about a comic book. I want to do a comic book.
Well, and it's so funny. They started out as a video game, right? And then it just led down the path where I have to do animations now. So okay, if I'm doing animations, I got to create artwork. We got to create artwork, and we also make a comic book.
Exactly.
And if I could do profiles for the characters, all right,
cards,
what's the problem? Everything's kind of like all tied together. So it's
that's the good thing, though.
It's just
everything. Every time you step into something, it's already tied into something else. So you're kind of using the stuff before it. I gotta say, I'm always amazed at your drive, all the stuff you do, Paul, because you work your ass off.
Well, it's a passion. It's like everyone else on this show. It's just they have a creative need to fulfill, something that they have that's going on. And this came out of COVID for me with my kids, and I saw the experience that both the educators and the kids had, and I thought there's got to be a better option for getting kids to learn. And so this thing is really sprouting more than just a comic book, more than a video game. I'm actually creating an education platform as well. Ultimately, I love to see this as a curriculum set up for teachers that they could just plug and play and then, present a gamified experience for kids, not only to play a video game, but also learn about journaling, writing things down, doing the research on your own, and then come together as a group to make a presentation, and just dispel that whole fear of, I'd rather die than make a public speaking announcement. So it's all about practice, and then realizing you're going to stumble when you first start out. But just getting kids to do things that gets them out of their comfort zone, so that they actually can use active skills for the workplace when they get older. Because everyone knows how AI is now, and really AI is just still a tool. I don't care what you say. And like we talked about this earlier, AI, you can tell if it's AI generated or not. You have to be smart enough to know when something stinks and when it doesn't. And you get a lot of smelly stuff out of AI. But if you're smart enough, you can really use it to your advantage to really develop something that could change the course of things. So that's how I look at it. I mean, publishing, I came out of desktop publishing. I was a layout and paste up guy before I started desktop publishing. And a lot of people didn't come on to desktop publishing, fell behind. And I knew this was going to be the way of things to go. And so it's just developing new technologies, adopt them, use them to your advantage, and just keep doing it. And just keeping flexible and making sure that you're using the latest tech to your advantage. And that's really, I think, the key to anything nowadays. So.
Completely agree.
So yeah, it's like so you don't have my Kickstarter loaded there, Rafael. Do I have to post it again? Let me get it up again. Give me a second.
Your Kickstarter? It's already in the comments.
Oh, it's in the comments already?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
That's because your Kickstarter is a little bit above.
I got you. All right. Thanks for doing that. I appreciate that. Yeah. So it's like I looked at the title. I said this is kind of long, but then I started doing the search. I did a search for Chrono, and it came right up #1. So it's like, okay, long titles aren't so bad. It messes up.
Oh no. Sometimes the long title helps you out.
That's okay. But yeah, I'm really excited. I have probably about 6 to 8 pages of content to finish. So I'm driving home on that. It's really the fun part now. We're going to have a dungeon crawl, and we're going to be featuring the 4 characters that are in this next episode, or this next issue, if you want to call it that. And it's going to be Amelia Earhart. It's going to be Togo, the dog who ran the sled run in Alaska in 1925. It'll feature a character that I created based on film noir characters from the 40s and 30s and 40s, Nick O'Time, and he's based on like the Philip Marlowe and the Sam Spades at the time, and he's totally in black and white, which I'm having fun with because I just love his character. He's dynamic, he's really cool, and he has a really good sense of humor. And then the last character is Maisie. She's actually the mechanic for Amelia's plane, but she went to MIT and then got her doctorate from Caltech. So she knows temporal dynamics back and forth, and she's just beyond a regular mechanics. It's kind of cool. So, like I said, they're doing a dungeon crawl, so we'll be, flying into the temporal dimension and then having them try and save Kaizen, who was captured in episode 1. So it's all kind of fun. A lot of reveals are going to happen. I'm throwing a bunch of Easter eggs in. I think I'll be setting up a contest on Kickstarter for finding Easter eggs, and then you'll get some bonuses on top of that. So it's kind of fun. So I'm just trying to figure out a lot of ways to make this really a good time for everyone and hopefully get them involved and excited about it. So pretty cool.
Paul dives deep in.
Yeah, I just I get so much at specialties now. It's like I'm just gonna start throwing stuff up for free. I just like giving stuff away. I'll go broke doing it, but that's okay.
There you have it, folks. Go check them out. And just to remind you before we leave, we love the Mummy Detective here. So go check out Bixby Grant. The Mummy Detective, and he's doing really good. Look at that. He went to 420 backers. I think somebody needs to light up. He's at 13,780. He's doing really well. 420 backers, 15 hours to go, folks. This is an amazing little book here. If you like noir, if you like the monsters, this is a great combination right here. Bixby Grant, me, I love my detectives, and I love Bixby Grant. Of course, our pal at Phantasmagoria. His book has 4 days to go. He still needs about $200 to get to his $3,000 goal. He's at 53 backers, 4 days to go. Go help them out. They can use. They don't even need that much help. You just need $200 to get up there. That's only a couple of pledges. You guys can do this. Come on. And of course, our bunny friend has his book out, and Cottonmouth. which is a fantastic little book. You like bunnies? This is the book right here. He's already funded. He's at 1445, 51 backers, 22 days to go. Go check him out. We're probably going to be having him on the show soon to talk all about his book, Cottonmouth. And I think that is everything. Of course, we will be at Bix this weekend, hanging out, having fun, geeking out, and sharing a lot of crazy stuff with you. I will be hitting up all our pals at the con, and you'll see all the little videos on Instagram so that you can check out who is there and what they have and why you should go see them. That is this weekend, Industry City, April 18th and 19th. It's free, folks. Free. Have I told you yet that it's free? I think I did.
Yeah, leave with that, man. Yeah, leave with that.
I think I did a disservice by not saying this from the beginning. It's free, folks. It's free. It's an Industry City. I'm gonna be there. The professor's gonna be there. Jesse's gonna be there. Derek's gonna be there. Come on and come hang fun with us.
More money to buy stuff. Look at it that way. You don't have to worry about spending money to get through the door. Once you get through the door, you can spend as much as you want. It's great,
dude. Yeah, that means if you're not paying for the admission, that means you can spend your money at leisure with all the beautiful indie guys that are going to be there. And folks, these books and these arts and these pieces, because there's a little bit of everything there at Bix. That's what makes it amazing. You have some role-playing stuff, you have indie comic books, you have some indie art, you have stickers, you have pins, you have, folks, everything you want will be there. And at the same time, if you feel like you need a little break from being there at the convention, you can walk into Industry City, go to the distillery, get a drink, go have some food, go to St. Mark's Comics, get some other comics. You can spend all the money you want. I see our pal Son of Saint is there. Hey, Angel, how you doing? Yeah. I think that is everything. Does anybody else have any last words before we go?
Yes, Angel, I'm tapping you tomorrow, bud. I haven't forgotten you. Don't worry.
You heard that, Angel? The professor said he's tapping you tomorrow. I hear a lab going.
I do have one thing to say. I'm going to be sharing a table with David Rondinelli of Horizon Line Comics. So if you're a
David.
fan,
Yeah, he's a friend of ours.
Yeah, we work. He's the editor on my Ninja Express book, and he has his own great comic series. Quite a few, actually, a lot of them manga inspired. So yeah, stop by our table, buy something from both of us. If you come to Bix and don't buy anything because it's free admission, it's basically stealing. So
I love that. That was great. Son of Saint is saying, of course, his commissions are open, folks. If you want some beautiful stuff from Son of Saint, you want to be that hero that you've been looking for to be, you hit up Son of Saint, and he can make you that hero that you want to be. If you want to be like Captain America, you want to be like Thor.
I can't wait. I'm just excited to see what Angel's going to do. So I am.
Oh, he does great stuff.
Yeah, there's no doubt. So I'm just chomping at the bit right now. So it's cool stuff.
Which now you guys are getting a little exclusive there from Paul and Angel. Now you have to wait and find out what's going on.
It will be part of the Kickstarter. Little name dropping there. It'll be part of the Kickstarter. Don't worry. Yep. So.
Grandma Deity.
I'll even make your grandma a deity. All right, folks. On this show, when it ends, I press the button, and where it stops,